Hi guys. I don't know why, but I was like super nervous to hit the live button. I haven't been live in so long. I can't even remember the last time. I didn't really write down any notes because I was like, I guess I have a lot to talk about, but anyway, I really want to preface this before anything else, before I say anything else. Please, I respectfully just ask that you don't share, I really appreciate your guys' advice and your thoughts and your the things that you share that have worked for people that you know. But right now, I just ask that you respectfully don't share that with me because I have plenty. I've done so much research. I have plenty going on. I promise you, I know a lot. So, hi Anna, hi everyone. So just, if you could just respect that. I always do appreciate, your thoughts and all of those things. It's just that right now, we're getting things figured out. And anyway, so moving on. Firstly, today is the awareness month for every single disease that I have right now. It's awareness month for Lyme disease. It's awareness month for gastroparesis. It's the awareness month for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's the awareness month for asthma. Like literally, guys, like what? I only get 1 month out of the year for all my things. What? And I haven't done anything. I haven't said anything. I haven't done anything on Instagram. I haven't done anything here. Guys, I've been trying to live. I've been just trying to live. And it's getting better. Living is getting easier. And so I hope that most of you, if not all of you, read my blog post from the end of April. If not, then I'll drop the link to that below, actually in the comments. And so in that, my gut, my motility in my stomach, in my intestines, my colon, we're trying to figure out all that's going on in there, but my motility has slowed down significantly to the point where I can't really handle real foods. And this has been going on for a long time. Hi, Wendy. But I just wanted to give a little bit of background how I'm going live on Facebook. Do you need something?
Can I drive your car to Maggie's house?
Fine.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi, thanks, Wendy. Oh yes, I also want to preface this. This is just because I look like this does not mean I feel well. I'm okay right now, actually, which is the only reason why I'm going live. But keep that in mind. It's called a lot of makeup, and it took me a while because it's exhausting to put on all the makeup. So anyway, so my stomach, so gastroparesis, for those of you who don't know, is basically equivalent to the paralysis of your stomach. So the muscles of my stomach do not work. They don't contract. Your stomach is supposed to be like a washing machine type of don't know what that sound was. But it's it does, Wendy. Oh my goodness, yes. It does make me feel better. I was not going to go live without makeup on. I was actually at the chiropractor, so I did that before then, and I came home and I drank a little bit of juice, and I'm like, okay, I'm full. Let's do a live video. So gastroparesis is, hi Barbara, it's paralysis of your stomach. And then the slow motility of my intestines means that my small intestine and my colon, like they just don't move along the food or whatever's in them, right? It's just not moving very quickly at all. And the thing is, a lot of you have suggested to me, and this is where I'm just asking to please respect my decisions and the things that I'm working with my doctors. And I've found some really great doctors now that I have a really promising appointment coming up in July. And so there's a lot of things that are that we're working, and that we really know about my situation. It's a genetic condition that is likely causing most all of this. And so it's not something that can be cured with, drinking juicing or eating a certain diet or, doing whatever. I know that a lot of people things like that can help them. Hi, Kathleen. But it's just that for me, that's just it's not something that can happen. So anyway, so my motility has just gotten worse and worse and worse, and it's ridiculous and it's really annoying. And so now I hadn't been able to hardly eat anything because I was in so much pain every time I was eating. I was bloated. I was backed up. It was awful. So I'm working with my motility doctor at Cleveland Clinic, and then I found these new doctors. Anyway, so sorry guys about this live. It's going to be all over the place. And things were clearly like I couldn't eat enough, and with my feeding tube, I know you guys know I have a feeding tube, right? And that goes straight into my intestine, so it bypasses my stomach. My stomach is the slowest part, okay? It's the slowest part, and then the rest of it is slow. So with my feeding tube, I was never getting enough calories in my feeding tube since the very moment that I got my feeding tube. But it was keeping me alive. I was getting a little more. I ended up this past year, for about a year, I was on 10 milliliters an hour. I was supposed to be on between 40 to 60. Right now I'm on 4 milliliters an hour. And it took me, hi Jessica, it took me a month to get from 3 milliliters to 4 milliliters. My goal is to get to 5, but I'm not changing anything yet because my body's still getting used to a lot of the other things that are going on. So that's the thing with that. I was only getting, like, when I finally got up to 4 milliliters an hour, it's not quite even 150 calories a day. So then along with, the things that I'm eating, which are fluff, that it was not working. So it was a long process, and working with doctors can be very hard, and insurance companies. But I was blessed to find the most incredible DME, durable medical equipment company. They're the ones that provide your everything you need for like my IV nutrition and for all the things. And they are fantastic. Their dietitians are amazing. They're amazing, and they helped me so much to get this nutrition. So what we're doing now is IV nutrition. So I have a line in my chest, which some of you may know I had one for a long time, for 3 years, and then I had to get it taken out for other ridiculous reasons. But then about 2.5 months later, I had this one put in. So the reason I was in the hospital, I was in there for it was for 7 days. I was in the hospital the beginning of May, 1st of May, because starting that is called TPN, Total Parenteral Nutrition. That's the IV nutrition. So starting TPN can be very dangerous when you are so malnourished, when you've been so deprived from all of the nutrition and like the minerals and all the things that your body doesn't know how to handle it. And so it can do crazy things that can be very dangerous, where it can, drop your potassium really low, which is your heart, and all kinds of stuff. So they really, really wanted me to be in a hospital setting where if something happened, they would be able to take care of it. And that way they could do blood work every day. So they were doing like daily blood work, hi Mrs. Zucrani, and all the things, checking my blood sugar every like 4 hours or whatever. So I'm sorry, my asthma is just going crazy with this weather. So actually my body handled it really well. Like, I didn't have issues with blood sugar. I didn't have issues with my labs going crazy. It was amazing. And in fact, all of your prayers were just, they were so, so needed, because you know what, guys? Right here, this is a blessing. This is from God, because there was a blood test, because my insurance is nuts. There's a blood test that they think it's part of being malnourished. It's not even anymore. They've done research and blah, blah, blah. But there's a blood test that I needed to be at a certain level. It needed to be low. So it needed to be at 3.4 or lower, right? So that's the number. I don't even know what ratio. I don't even know what that means. But it needed to be 3.4 or lower. And mine was like 4 point something. And my dietitian thought maybe I'm dehydrated. And so, I was so dehydrated. It wasn't even funny. I cannot drink enough orally. Like, I'm like 40 milliliters is like, that's pushing it. Like, it hurts. Anyway, so I was very dehydrated, and my dietitian was like, well, maybe, you know, your blood is really concentrated because you don't have a lot of fluid in there. So maybe that's why the test, like, it's not real. So, but I went, hi, Stephanie. I went to the hospital the afternoon of that Wednesday, and then I was supposed to have my central line placed. This is a catheter that goes straight into your central venous artery, which dumps straight into your heart. So, central line. I was supposed to get that placed on Wednesday. They didn't have a doctor who, I don't know, did that day, so I had to wait till the next morning. But it ended up being a huge blessing because I asked for fluids. You guys, always be an advocate for yourself. I knew that it was fine. They had a peripheral IV in me, right? They could do fluids. It was no problem. I actually had a great internal medicine doctor who was like my attending, and then his PA. They were fantastic. They were on top of things. I was so blessed because I've never had that before. They're usually so slow. And they gave me fluids overnight, and the next morning I was able to look at my records when I got out of the hospital. They don't let you look at your blood results when you're inpatient, which makes sense, but I'm like, I like to know these things, so I was like, but it was fine. When I looked back, my blood test, that level that needed to be 3.4 or lower, that level was 3.4 when they did my blood work that morning, after I had done the fluids, before we had started the nutrition at all. Thank you, Jesus. And then the blood work from the next day, it was like higher. It was not 3.4. It was higher. It was 3 point something else. So it was like exactly what it needed to be. I got approved for it through insurance. Easy peasy after that, because I checked all the other boxes easily. So that was a huge blessing. So thank you so very much for your prayers. That was something that it was very stressful. So it went well, the hospital. Basically the only issue that I have is that I was having was just getting used to it, my body getting used to it with like the lipids, which are the fats. So you have your amino acids. I know it's broken down into like the teeny little tiny part of, the teeny pieces where your intestines would absorb it, they'd put it in your bloodstream. It's already broken down into that because it's going into your bloodstream. So you got your lipids, your amino acids, and then your dextrose, your carbs. So the lipids were really bothering me, and I'm like, oh no, what do we do? And it started getting better, and then came home from the hospital like that night. I was so ready to come home, and I was still getting sick, like I wasn't feeling well. And when I was in the hospital, I was, this is a lot of details. I'm just going to be talking. I love to talk until I start feeling really hot, really, really tired. Then I'm going to be like, bye guys. So in the hospital, I was on the TPN, which is the IV nutrition 24/7, right? And so then in order to leave the hospital, the reason I couldn't leave the day that I wanted to leave was because they needed to have me go off the TPN and then like cut it in half, kind of cycle down, then go off of it and check my blood sugars to make sure I wasn't going to crash, because that's very dangerous. If you're driving home and then you just crash, and it can be very bad. Hypoglycemia incident or whatever. So because now I'm only doing my TPN 16 hours a day. Very awkward because you only have 8 hours free, and so I'm like, okay, when do I start this? When do I end this? Because I have to be here at this time in the morning. But I'm here, and and you have to take it out of the fridge because it has to be refrigerated. Hi, Amy Sue. And I'm like, okay, wait. Oh no, I gotta get out of the fridge. I'm still getting used to it, but I'm getting way better. I was better. Like, oh my word, the hydration, you guys. When I was in the hospital, I asked for fluids, right? I got fluids. I was hooked up to so much like fluids, and then the TPN has fluids in it, and obviously I was like peeing all the time. And I told my the attending when he came by, I'm like, we talked about the fluids, and I'm like, I'm peeing all the time, but I love it. It was fantastic. My brain was like, oh my word, I feel great. So that was an instant like, wow. And that has, stayed, like my brain has stayed pretty pretty good. Today, my mom has been like, oh my word, you're the best you've been in such a long time. Yeah. Oh, hi, Stephanie. I didn't recognize you for a second. Yes. Yeah. And I think, yeah, once we get the hours and everything figured out, it'll get better. So what was I saying? My brain is still not perfect, you guys. I still do have Lyme disease also. I was like, oh, now that I have like nutrition and I'm not fighting for my life, like literally, you guys, it was so bad. So bad. Also, I was so stressed out about it, and it was consuming my brain, and now I'm like, oh my word, yeah, I have these other problems I need to try to figure out. But my body was having a hard time being on the TPN and then being off the TPN and trying to like figure out the whole getting back on and then getting off, and I was getting really sick during the day when I wasn't on it. And then we thought I was getting sick when I was on it. We thought the lipids might be causing a problem. We tried it without. It wasn't causing a problem. Then someone magically from my team, you guys, I'm so blessed. They decided to just ease me down because to taper me down longer when I'm done with my cycle. So like instead of, when you're on TPN, you can't just stop. 16 hours are done, stop. Like your body will go crazy. So they just taper you down over that last hour to where you're like, going like a milliliter an hour or something very small. Well, they decided to just do it over 2 hours for me to just take a lot longer time to ease it down. And I was so much better. Like the next day I was like, oh my word, I feel great. It was magical. So my body was just having a hard time like understanding what to do, understanding what was going on. So also, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment or message me. I'm happy to answer any questions if I can, to the best of my ability. And then this past weekend, I just want to say this past weekend, it looked like I did a lot. I made a post on Instagram about this. For those of you that didn't see, I was in Chicago this past weekend with my family because my sister, my younger sister, not my youngest, but my next younger sister, Deborah, she graduated from Moody Bible Institute in Chicago. So we went over there and we spent Friday through Sunday. Now, it's just a 5-hour drive, so traveling is very hard anyway. But then we stayed in this fantastic Airbnb. It was like, what do you call this? Like studio apartments, but it was like I think it was like a 3-apartment building thing, and it was all the way up top, you guys. And then it was really, really pretty and really cool and really quaint and really awesome for the family. It was really beautifully laid out. But there was so many stairs, and it was an old house. It was really cool, but the stairs going up, like you walked up, right? So then, so there's 2 doors, this apartment, and then you walk up here and there's a door here. I'm assuming that was the second apartment. But then there's the other little stairs to get up to where we were staying. They're like small, and then the stairs themselves are like really short. So you're like using your just like half of your foot is on this step, and they go around really tightly and really steep. And you guys, I am so like, I'm very weak. My body is very weak. Well, because of the lack of nutrition, but also I just legitimately have weakness. It's neurologically based. It's a Lyme disease thing. But anyways, and I'm carrying my heavy TPN backpack, and that was rough, but it was good. We had a great time, but I was just extremely sick the whole time. There were moments that it was better, but I was very, very sick. And when I say that, I mean just kind of like the sickness I was feeling when I was having issues with the TPN before, where I was just like, I can't even explain it. And then of course, tons of pain. My headache just started really flaring up, of course. It was the full moon on Saturday. It was so much fun. And so that was a pleasant time. But I'm saying that just because I really think it's important for people to know that I look good, right? Of course, I'm very skinny, but I look good. I have so much color. Do you know how much bronzer and blush I had to put on? And how much I had to conceal under my eyes? So in the smile. And like right now, like I said, I'm feeling okay right now, which is literally so amazing because that hasn't happened in quite a while. But even though in pictures and everything, and you see someone and they seem to be going places and doing things and they're smiling, that doesn't mean that they're still not dealing with the same amount of awfulness. You know what I mean? So just like, not just me, but other people that you know that are dealing with anything health-wise, we can fake it really well, and we kind of choose, okay, what am I going to spend my energy on, or my negative energy on? I was like, I don't have any to spare. What am I going to push myself for? Is it going to be worth it? And that was worth it, because I mean, I would have totally regretted if I didn't see my sister graduate college. And then we got to experience and do some other things too. And I got to see the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, you guys. Chicago Symphony Orchestra, I love, I'm a musician, for those of you that don't know. And it was so good. It was so painful and so awful, and I was so sick, but it was so good. It was so good. It was so worth it. So, okay. So updated, I'm trying to update you guys. I'm all over the place, just rambling. So that's me though. That's kind of what I do, right? So, we got home from that, and then I was extremely sick, like crazy sick for Monday, Tuesday. Well, what can you expect, right? And then, hi, Juliana. And then I started getting better, a little bit better Wednesday, a little bit better yesterday, and then obviously I'm feeling much better today. So it just takes a long time to recuperate. And if I wasn't on this IV nutrition, I don't think I would have been able to go to Chicago, and I don't think it would have been safe for me, or I would have just had to stay at the Airbnb like the whole time except for the graduation ceremony. So I'm very thankful that I was able to have the nutrition that I knew I was able to push myself a little. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. Just talking about my life. So I have my IV nutrition that I'm doing 16 hours a day. I still have my feeding tube that I'm doing 24/7, a grand total of 4 milliliters an hour. The reason I'm doing that is because we want to get as much nutrition as possible through my actual GI tract. And that helps my intestines to keep moving, because yes, they're slow, but when you stop putting any food in your anything anywhere in your GI tract, it will stop moving. Like, cause it's like, well, I don't need to move. There's nothing here. Like, I don't need to move anything through. I'm just gonna chill and like not move anymore. And we don't want that, because I already have enough issues with that. So just doing as much as possible is gonna keep that. We're trying to get insurance to pay for that right now, because they don't want to pay for both, and we're trying to. So if you guys could, that's something you guys could pray for, my secondary insurance to pay for these feeds. Hi, thank you, Marlene. Thank you so, so much. I so appreciate it. You guys, it's made such a difference, your prayers. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. So right now, that's kind of where I'm at. Trying to figure out how to, hi, Amanda. I'm trying to figure out how to, go through the night with my TPN and not have to get up and like pee all the time. I think I'm figuring it out, so it's not as bad, because I wasn't getting any sleep either. Anyway, so that's where I'm at with my health as far as that goes. So once again, to recap, the reason I'm on this IV nutrition is because I have gastroparesis, which is paralysis of my stomach. By the way, it's Gastroparesis Awareness Month. And I have slow motility in my small intestines and my colon, which means that they just move very slow. And the reason that I can't eat the reason I can't eat a lot is because my gastroparesis, and it fills up so quickly. It's like I drink, this much juice, and I'm like, oh my word, I'm stuffed, right? It's ridiculous. But eating fats, proteins, fibers, all of that hurts, and it doesn't move, because it takes a long time for your stomach to break down those things. If you think of something like you just ate something really greasy or something with a lot of fat in it, you're full for a while, right? Because fat takes the longest time to break down in order to go to your small intestines, and the small intestines are where you absorb things. So if it's not getting there, first of all, it hurts. And then when it finally does get there, it still takes a long time. And then my stomach gets huge joinko, and it looks like I'm pregnant and it hurts so badly. So that's why I don't eat those things. That's why I eat a potato and juice and green beans, baby food. So yes, so that's why I can't really eat. Now, the reason that I can't run my feeding tube enough is because of, once again, my small intestines are slow, and so is my colon. On this really strong laxative, we're trying to keep it. We're trying to do x-rays. We're trying to keep track of that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, and I don't 100% know. I'm going to be seeing another motility doctor in July, and I don't 100% know how do you know exactly? Because I have a connective tissue disorder called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's also Ehlers-Danlos syndrome awareness month. What? And that is basically where my body doesn't produce enough good collagen. Your collagen is like the most abundant substance in your body. Your collagen, think like your skin and tissues and ligaments and bones, and your collagen is everywhere. And so when your body doesn't create enough good collagen, or when it produces like faulty, this is very like layman's terms, but when your body is producing faulty collagen, there's problems that happen. There's different types of EDS. I have the most common type, which is hypermobility. That means I'm very stretchy, and it makes my GI system kind of like, bah. That's how my motility doctor says. He's just like, bah. So that's super fun. So that's a big reason why, because a lot of people don't understand why. I'm not quite sure that I understand myself, but that's a big reason why I have these GI motility issues. It's a very common problem with people who have this type of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Also, I do have Lyme disease. I do have chronic neurological Lyme disease. I still have it pretty badly. I just haven't been able to treat because I haven't had enough nutrition. So I'm super excited for to try to end up doing that in a little while again. And hopefully we are really hoping that getting my nervous system under control, getting some infection out of there, that will help with the motility. That way not my nerves and muscles and ligaments aren't affected. My nerves will be better. At least like one thing will be better. So so that's the hope and that's the goal. But yeah, at this point, that's what's going on. As far as anything else in my life, as far as you guys know with, hi Cheryl, you guys know with my business with Younique, I haven't been doing anything. I've been doing nothing except, hold up. I've been putting on, this is our brand new mascara that we just came out with. And it's like went viral and everything. And I never told you guys about it. Sorry. If you're interested, you can just message me. I'm not pushing myself. I'm just like, you know what? You don't need to, Anna. I'm just needing to focus on my health and getting my strength back. And now I'm like, okay, I need to do other things with my body. I need to start detoxing. I need to do this and that. And yeah, I'm not going to be doing that many things, but still. So that's my main focus. It's hard for me because I'm a type A person and I'm like, things need to be happening. I'll be sitting in bed and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do right now? I'm sure there's something I need to do. And I just rack my brain and I'm like, what do I need to do right now? Okay. And I'll just like get up and like wipe down my desk or something in like dust. Like it's ridiculous. I'm getting better, but it's just very hard. To just sit in bed. So I'm like coloring, I don't even color, you guys, but I'm like getting desperate. So, just trying to really, really, really focus on, healing and not just surviving, which is weird because for such a long time, guys, I have not had enough nutrition and calories in 2 years. I'm not on my full caloric dose, the goal thingy right now, because you have to start and then like build up. But I have always just kind of had to focus on, okay, what's the next step in order to do this? What's the next step in order to do this? What's the next step in order to do this? Oh my goodness, I'm getting worse. How are we going to fix this? I'm getting worse. Which, okay, that's the story of chronically ill people anyway. But the thing was, it was literally survival mode, and my poor body was just, still is, to be honest. It's not already solved, but it was struggling so hard. And so the focus of my entire mind, my entire everything was just on, we just got to make it through to this. We just got to make it through. We just have to make it through. And now I'm like, I just need to get, like, I get to get better. Like, I get to focus on getting better. And it's just this crazy weird mindset. So I'm trying to just kind of switch that. And it's a really good feeling. It's a really good feeling. Now the goal, you guys, the goal is not to stay on this IV nutrition forever. The goal is to be weaned off of this. The goal was never to have to be on this. The goal was never have to have a feeding tube, right? But let's be honest. Life is not perfect. Life is not what we want it to be. Life is not, we live in a broken world, right? And so life will never be perfect. And the things that I envisioned my life to be, that's not happening at the moment. But I'm okay with that because I know who's with me. I know that my phone has low battery. I better finish up. I've probably been talking for 3 hours. I know that, my God is with me and he's faithful and that he has a plan, and he shows that through everything, through this company with my who supplies everything with their dietitians, and they're so incredible, to my blood test being where it needed to be, to all the things. And I'm just extremely thankful right now. I'm extremely grateful. Like I said, we never wanted to have to be on IV nutrition, but that's where we're at. And so I'm just so thankful that that exists, right? And so yeah, the goal is to not stay on that forever. That can, so anyway, yeah. So I hope that that's a decently good update. I think I'm going to upload this to YouTube, you guys, which is going to be kind of weird because I want other people to be able to see it too. So if you know people that aren't on Facebook that want to see it on YouTube, or hey, YouTube replay viewers, then I'm going to upload it over there so that way I can share it on my blog. So there you have it. That's me. I'm feeling better. I'm still, we'll see how the rest of the day goes though, because it's early in the day. And I'll probably be like, I need a nap so badly. But that's okay because I'm just like, trying to listen to my body, and I'm not in survival mode anymore, Anna. I get to be in healing mode. Hi, Sophia. I get to be in healing mode and mindset, and my body is working on healing. And it's hard because it takes your body time to realize, oh, hey, wait a second. I'm getting what I need. And then it's like, I don't have to pull minerals from the bones anymore and the organs. Thank goodness. And it has to oh, wow, okay. I'm going to take these, and then it has to figure out to put them back where you need them, right? So like your calcium, your potassium, and all your things. There's so many things that your body needs, and then it has to figure out, okay, I need to put them back where they need, and heal this thing, and put these minerals where this organ needs them, and blah, blah, blah. And then, oh, she needs energy, so, and she needs stuff for her brain. So the body takes a while to figure that out, which is why you don't just want to slam someone into it, especially when they haven't had nutrition for such a long time. So that is honestly the reason, probably a lot of the reason why it's just hard for my body to, it's been hard for it to sort of get used to it, and we'll still be tweaking things and doing things. But anyway, I'm gonna get off before my phone dies, and thank you so much for watching, you guys. Once again, any questions, you can comment or message me, but I do just want to say again, that my doctors and I have a good team that has been put together, and we do really know what we're doing right now. So I just ask that your suggestions and the things that you see have worked for other people, I respectfully ask you to keep those to yourself at this point, just because I'm very different. I have a very complicated case, and yeah. So anyway, that's all, and it's Friday. It's Memorial Weekend, you guys. Hopefully, I can go to our friend's house on Monday. Hopefully, I'll be well enough. So anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great weekend. Have a fantastic weekend, you guys. Hopefully you can get together, and hopefully the weather is good. Hopefully it's not raining. So anyway, that's all for now. Hopefully I can get on here again soon, and I can post some things. It's been hard for me mentally to sort of process and post stuff. Once again, if you want to know more, like immediate or more sooner like in the updates, things as they happen, or other random things, Instagram is where I hang out most. You can, I think there's a link to my Instagram on my profile page. If you're not on Instagram, that's fine. I'm gonna do my best to try to put more on Facebook here of the big things that happen. But in the meantime, just that's all. I'm in healing mode, guys, and I'm so blessed. Thank you, Jesus. That's all I got. Bye.